To tell you my background. My mom and dad are also awesome. My dad is the winningest junior college wrestling coach in the country over at Merrimack, which is in Kirkwood.
My daughter's going there right now.
Oh yeah, there you go. So my dad's full-blooded Japanese. He's Japanese American. And he was born in one of those internment camps that happened after Pearl Harbor. I don't know if you knew that about my background. But after there was I guess everybody may or may not know this. They probably do. But after Pearl Harbor was bombed, there was a law put out by Roosevelt, I believe, that called for the internment or the putting of Japanese Americans in camps, which are basically mostly like army barracks. And my grandma and grandpa Mirikitani were living in California. I believe my Uncle Frank was alive and well then also. And they were put on a bus and told to gather as many things as they could from their homes and put them in like Foot Locker sized trunks and moved into these camps. They weren't torturous camps at all, but the family's freedoms were taken from them because they lost their homes and their stuff. And so that's where my dad was born. His camp was in Rower, Arkansas, which I think was about as far east as the camps got. So my dad and my Aunt Ellen were born in that camp, my dad and his sister. After the war ended, my father and his extended family left Arkansas and they moved to Kansas City, Missouri. So that would my dad, his immediate family, which would be his mom and dad, his brother and sister, aunt and uncles and cousins, they moved to Kansas City. As I understand it, my grandma and grandpa had a neighbor lady who was a Christian and who invited them to church. And wow. That's how they came to faith. So my dad was raised believing in Jesus, believing in the Lord. It was awesome. And I kind of bring all that up just to talk about how I understand very much so that racism is a part of our culture, our society today. But what happened to the Japanese Americans was a terrible part of racism in our country, in America. And I very much support, of course I do, land of the free, home of the brave, but that's a part of our American culture, our society, that the Japanese Americans just dealt with, just lived with. And my dad is awesome in so many ways. And my dad doesn't really talk about that like ever. But my dad is a very, very cool, awesome role model to like tons of people. I'm 51 and I see people during wrestling season on a regular basis who are in their 60s who consider my dad like a second father to them because he coached them over my dad has like over 400 wins, so he coached for like 40 years or something over at Merrimack.
That's awesome.
And so anyway, he's been a blessing to lots of people. My mom also, my mom was like a mom to a lot of those people as well. My mom and dad met in college at Central Missouri State, which I think is called University of Central Missouri now, or it's got a slightly different name, in Warrensburg. And so I have really great parents. I didn't talk as much about her. Sorry, Mom, if you hear this.
Hey, thanks for watching this short with us today. And if you like it, check out our full episodes on our channel and website. We'll put those in the links below. And as always, Scott,
like and subscribe. Or subscribe and then like. Whatever order you want, really.
Whatever order you like.
Yeah.
Thanks.